One secret you never told your ex.
I a lot of his friends. Sorry.
Damn. Any of his friends did you?
I was cheating on him. I cheated on you.
How many times?
Like 17. Cheated. I cheated on him.
What's one secret you never told your ex?
I f***ed his teammate.
What is one secret you never told your ex?
That I cheated like a bit of times.
Do you have some?
I mean, I cheated all the time.
How many times is all the time? Like, realistically?
Every time I got the chance.
I had a homegirl the other day ask me, like, where do all the single men be hanging out at? And I'll tell her, like, I don't know, but I had to think about, like, well, I'm single. So I was like, man, well, here's the where I hang out at. I'm at the gym. I'm at the run clubs. One of the other parts where I'm at Home Depot. I'm building something. I don't know, like, this is where I'm at. So if you want to fake build something or fake be involved or something and you want to find a dude or something, you probably at a couple of those places. I can't speak for everybody else. I can really only speak for myself. But I'm not going to lie. If I seen a female in Home Depot, I would think she was with somebody though. Like, because it's like the perception, oh, you building something too? Huh? But I don't know though.
I just wonder why all of these women end up in not great relationships. And it's not only like one or two, the vast majority of the relationships are terrible. Well, shouts out to you for working on yourself. Maybe you need to. Maybe instead of talking about how you're settling for men, maybe you're settling for yourself. Like maybe you're settling for a standard somewhere that doesn't benefit you. And the men are a result of that standard that you set for yourself. When you hear this type of stuff, you realize how undisciplined modern women are. They pass themselves off as, I'm so educated, I'm so this, I'm so that. But then they go out there and they have not one good relationship with all of their education. There's a disconnect there. Like somebody's not connecting the dots at some point in time down the value chain.
Like, I remember watching an interview and I said, like, somebody asked, like, oh, do you believe in chivalry? And she was like, who's that? And I was like, dang, that's so bad. I'm like, so that means that we talk about this young generation, this new generation, like they're not opening doors. They're not pumping gas. They're not like grabbing for their bill. Let me offer, like, you know what I mean? Like chivalry, they don't even know what that is, but I'm going to instill that in my godchildren, my children, my nieces and nephews, all of that. And I'm going to tell them what to look out for.
Because when a man try to be chivalrous, y'all too busy trying to tell us how strong and independent y'all need to do this.
That is not true.
I don't need no man to pump my gas. I don't need no man to open my door. If I go to the gas station with a man in my car, I sit right there.
I sit right there.
I'm sure.
We sit and look at each other.
I don't need you to pay for anything.
We are looking at each other. I love my soft girl ever. I promise you. I'm very much, situated, but I love a moment to just be able to just relax. Let me have a moment. But guys don't really, it's not there anymore.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
You have spent your life with one man, right, wrong, or indifferent. And typically that does not make either one of you fit for anybody else out here. Did you want a divorce?
No.
Then what did you do to fight for your marriage?
I did not.
Nothing.
Fight my marriage.
Nothing. Thank you. So now what we get is we hear the other side. He shouldn't have filed. You quit. You quit on him. He's moved outside the house. You quit.
I definitely checked out.
Exactly. So when I hear a woman say that he should have did this, he should have did that, I'm like, the nerve of you, man. He was with you for almost 2 decades. And you didn't even fight for your marriage, but yet you women always tell men, we need to fight. And you probably fought me more in this conversation than you did for your marriage at this time frame. God damn. Whatever happened, have you apologized to him for your part?
No.
Bruh.
We don't talk. We haven't talked. We talk more as if the last year or so than we have the last 4 or 5. But no.
All right. So I'm saying this is not a matter of dating. You don't need to be dating anybody.
Oh, God.
You need therapy. And you need to go get your husband back. And y'all need to go live in y'all's mushroom together. I'm not laughing. You ladies forget you got a partner marriage too. And I have met far too many women, sisters in particular, divorcees who talk this stuff. I didn't want a divorce. I wish I hadn't got a divorce. But when it was going on, you throw your hands up in there and don't do nothing. And even to this date, you said you have not apologized to him for your part. What are you waiting on him to come apologize to you?
No, I think they were asking, are you lonely? Because I think they saw one of your other videos where maybe you were showing your chest. Apparently this woman has an OnlyFans. I kind of got that vibe scrolling down her page, and then I did a little bit more research, and surprise, just looking at her page, I just wonder, because you can, when you go to Instagram, you can kind of see pictures with her, covering her chest up and her other private parts, and you just wonder, what does her family think about that? We talk a lot about how men who might be red pill or manosphere, how they should be ashamed of their standards, how they should be ashamed of what they say, how they feel about women, and so on and so forth. But then we kind of look at this type of stuff and we're like, what's the conversation when you go home for the holidays? When you're, sitting around the dinner table at Christmas or Thanksgiving, or, I might go home for Easter, Mother's Day. See my parents, what's the conversation like? Too many times we talk about how men are degenerates, how men are terrible, but then we have behaviors like this.
You know you're dating a true chivalrous man, not a boy, when he does these things. Number 1, walking you to your car every single time and opening your door. And if it's raining, he brings an umbrella and holds it for you so you don't get rained on. Next up, when you're upset, he's not mad at you for feeling that way. He just wants to do whatever he can to make you feel better. And when he's upset, he doesn't go off on you. He doesn't call you names or anything mean like that. When you're walking down the street and he goes on the side with the cars, and not just by coincidence, but he physically moves you and says, I'm walking on this side. Next up, he holds your bags for you. Whether you're shopping or you just got to his house, he takes all the bags out of your arms and he carries them for you. This one is only if you've talked about a future together, but if you have, then it's when he includes you in his future decisions. So for example, my boyfriend has 6 more years of school since he's getting his PhD, and he fully included me on all the schools he was going to apply to, and then his final decision because he knew that I would eventually be moving there. And it would make a difference if he was all the way across the country versus somewhere I could drive to, which is where he is going to be going. Next up, they never judge what you eat or how you exercise. Unless you're asking them to be tough on you on what you're eating, then they shouldn't be commenting whenever you're eating food. And lastly, he doesn't talk about you behind your back, and he doesn't talk about you disrespectfully to other guys. If you find a man that checks all these boxes, then keep him because you've officially just found your very own Colin.
And modern women continue to show us over and over again why they cannot be trusted. Over and over again, why they can't be trusted. It really would be one thing if you weren't out here doing it. Well, if you were out here doing it, but nobody knew about it, that would be one thing. But we do know. That's the problem. We do know. Why? Because you can't keep things to yourself. You go out there and catch a body. Well, catch a body in this sense would mean, usually it means you go out there and unfortunately, you take somebody out. But in this sense, you go out there and you find somebody, whether man or woman, that you want to mess around with. You're going out there, you're catching bodies on bodies on bodies, and then you say, that's not enough for me to have a good time in private. I got to do it in public. And if nobody was around for me to blast it to, I'm going to get right on my phone and tell them exactly what I've been doing. And then not only that, my man shouldn't have no problem with it. And if he does, he's insecure. It was just fun. Don't worry about it. They want you to allow them to do some silly stuff. Who's going to go for that? What man is going to go for that? Oh, well, there's a few out there. A few. A few. You said it right. There's a few people that will go for that.
Fellas, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Right.
So you don't want to be a woman. No, you don't want to be a woman because you don't want to train yourself every day.
Azar, yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument.
And okay, I don't care.
So stop yelling. You can yell, but yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument.
It means that I want to yell.
It's just a sign of low intelligence and means that
I don't have low intelligence.
It's a sign. Are you signaling that you have low intelligence when you yell instead of just using your inside voice? Fellas, find a woman who loves being a woman and doing womanly things. Ladies, find a man who loves being a man and doing manly things. We are not equal.
I agree.
And that's what's messing the world up because a lot of women believe we're equal.
I don't agree.
I'm not talking about you right now. I'm in general. When I get to you, I'm going to do like this. I'm going to point right at you.
I'm going to bite that finger off.
You will, wife. Look at the wife. Biting fingers, slapping people in the hand. Men, find a woman who loves doing womanly things, who take pride in that. Women, find a man who loves doing manly things and takes pride in that. We're not created equal. I know a lot of women are pushing this narrative, the most ubiquitous narrative now amongst modern day women. We're equal. We're not. We're both important. We're equally important to the relationship.
Follow Masculine Craze for more relationship advice and tips.
I feel like I won't even just say an alpha male. I would say like just a real man gonna know how to like tame an aggressive woman or whatever. So it's like, but nowadays the men is beating us with the same feminine energy. So when women be like, oh, this acting sassy, it's really because if I say something and then you say something, we are really looking for, listen, baby, I got this, or we good, a reassurance. Like, it be like, cute. Like, they meet us with the same emotional energy that we give. So that's just making it go worse and worse and worse. So I just feel like when men step into that masculine role of like power, like self-power, you know that you're gonna be able to be like, hey, we ain't doing that. Like, you ain't gotta yell, cuss, none of that. Even if she is, I feel like a real man can shut it all down without even having to meet her with that same aggression. And that's what turned women on. Like, oh, yeah, he said, well, okay.
Ma'am, respectfully, it sounds like what you're looking for is more of a babysitter. What man in his right understanding wants to be with what she just described? Back to the streets with her.
Nah, that's exactly right. A man who knows who he is doesn't match her chaos with more chaos. He just sets a boundary and keeps it moving. But a lot of modern women want that strong masculine presence while also getting to act however they want without consequence. That doesn't work. You can't ask for a man and then treat him like a punching bag. He's gonna leave.
Absolutely no one on this planet works harder than a man who does not want to date you. The effort alone is enough. This man has never been on time to a single thing in his entire life. He cannot respond to a simple question directly. He can't even choose a place to eat. But when it comes to figuring out the right amount of attention to give me so that I just will never leave and he doesn't have to commit, oh, he's got it in the bag. He never slips up. Genuinely takes skill. People don't talk about this enough. It takes genuine skill to show up just enough without showing up too much. I don't talk to him anymore, but if I were to sit him down today and be like, hey, I want you to be consistent. I want something real. I want to see where this goes. This man's brain short circuit. That is too much. He's got a lot going on. It's complicated. But maintaining this little situationship infrastructure on the side, keeping all the parts moving, with my feelings, still planning his exit strategy for when it gets too real. Oh, he's completely in his element. This is where he does his best work. Sometimes think about how different the world would be if men applied this same energy to literally anything else. The things that they could build, problems that they could solve. We could have cured something by now. My first situationship was lazy. Oh, he was sloppy with it. I figured him out within a month. The second one though, oh, he was committed. He treated it like a skilled craft. A full year of that level of effort and consistency for it to end up literally nowhere. As someone who was on the receiving side of it, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed that you can actually deceive somebody for so long small. You had me fooled. I think that if he put this much energy into being my boyfriend, his brain would actually explode. It would just be too much. But running his little operation under the radar with zero accountability, zero anything, that is his Olympic sport. And he is well trained.
Nah, she's hitting on something real here. A lot of men will put incredible energy into keeping something loose because it requires nothing from him, no real commitment, no accountability. Soon as a woman asks for something actual, the whole thing falls apart. That's the difference. Effort without stakes is easy. Real relationship work means he's got something to lose, and some guys just don't want that pressure.
I've realized that there's dudes that are built like men, there's dudes that are built like boys. All right, like, even if you're skinny, sometimes you can still see in their frame that they're built like a man. Like, they have the man skeleton type where there's still a Dorito. Even though their waist is fucking tinier than mine, still built like a Dorito. You know what I mean? Like, a little bit of weightlifting, you'd be like jacked and big. And like, and there's some dudes too that like you look at them and you're like, oh, like motherfucker's built like a boy. Like pigeon chested, kind of like small and like so mean, but it's true. And like, I do think that you can overcome your genetics for sure. But sometimes I wonder, like, can you? Because I've just realized no matter how big or how small, like, the dudes built like boys get, I'm never really like, yeah. Like, I cannot get behind it. Like, I look at the dudes built like men, and I'm like, that is it. That's it. And I think that's like, dude, I love this time in my life where I'm learning what I actually am attracted to and what I'm not. And this is, again, bitches gotta be single. Oh my God, I love being single so I can figure this out and like learn me and learn what I want. I don't like a short, little boyish, little gay boyfriend anymore. Like, I used to like that. I used to think that was so cunt, but like, that's not for me. I need a man.
Let's listen to the delusion of why she'll never settle.
You know, you really got to be out of your rabbit mind to think that a woman like me, beautiful, 33 years old, nice body, pretty, no children, gets a lot of attention, that I would ever have to settle for a man just to say I have one.
So can the man say the same thing about you? What is he going to brag about?
Like, let's be for real. It doesn't make any sense for me to do that. At all, okay? Anytime I go out of my house, to the gym, go get a coffee, go to the gas station, you better believe I'm coming back home with more than 3 numbers.
Shorty, how is that a flex? That's the easiest thing a woman can do, is get her number.
It happens everywhere I go. And those men want to take me out. They want to show me a good time. They want to give me princess treatment. They want to give me what they know I deserve.
Translation, they just want to give you.
Okay, and that's a good time. They treat me very well. They buy flowers. They take me to nice restaurants. We have good conversation. Some of them want to plan trips. Like, you think I'm going to give all of that up to settle? Like, the only men who have an issue with that are men who don't have much to offer and want us to settle. And sweetie, that's not happening over here. It would have to make good sense for me to be in a relationship with anybody right now.
See, now the cognitive dissonance is strong in this one. You're saying that the men who have a problem with you doing that is the men that have nothing to offer. But the same guys who's doing the shit that you don't want them. I wonder why that is. You can't say you never want to settle to just have a man. But then the man that you want is doing the stuff that you want him to do, but you don't want him. Seems to me you do want to settle, and you want to settle just being a hoe. Ladies, it's never a flex to say I get niggas. It's better a flex for men to say I get niggas. Because as you can see, it's not easy to get y'all. Especially the pretty ones.
Yeah, so this is the thing right here. She's getting attention. That's real. But she's confusing attention with value. A man with actual options doesn't chase women who are just collecting free dinners and numbers. He moves on to someone who actually wants to build something. That's why she's still single at 33, talking about what she won't settle for instead of what she's actually building.
So I'm way early for an appointment. I figured I'd make a TikTok that really nobody cares about, but it's more for me.
Okay.
So as someone who's been in a relationship for about the past 25 years, married for almost the past 24, and newly is separated or been separated for a year, filed for divorce, and has been dating a person for a decent amount of time, and then to have said person that seemed like a great guy that you really connected with, that like you just enjoyed each other's company and it was easy, to kind of just out of nowhere decide that he wanted to end it, that right now he didn't want a relationship, and he has some stuff going on personally that I get he can't dedicate the time that he needs, and I was causing extra stress when I said I wouldn't. But it's like being in high school and breaking up with that boyfriend that you really liked. It's rough.
Yep. It's going to continue to be that way.
I've heard people
too.
say like the first breakup after like marriage is the hardest one, or can be the hardest one, and maybe shouldn't have been in a relationship so close to ending my marriage. So it's more like a trauma bond, and we were kind of codependent on each other, but it doesn't make the pain feel any less. It's still pretty fresh because it just happened on Monday and I wasn't expecting it. And I went from having someone I talk to most of the day, all day, if I'm not spending time with them, for the last months, many months, and then before that we were friends, to no contact at all. Yep. And it's hard.
Friends.
And it makes me not ever want to date again, honestly. Because if I'm this heartbroken after one, I don't think I can handle another one. And everyone tells me that dating sucks, like in general. That there's a lot of weirdos, that like people will tell you whatever. And it's hard to meet people now because nobody goes anywhere. Or if you do, like, how do you know you're not totally just meeting some weird person that is just telling you what you want to hear? I don't know. I guess it's time to just focus on myself for a little bit. What else can you do?
The thing is, in this situation, we don't have the context, so we don't know what actually ended the marriage. But a lot of the times, it's just the grass is greener mentality. It's like, oh, this whole thing that I've been building for 25 years, yeah, it's actually garbage, and I want to get rid of it and go find something new. So then you get rid of that, get out into the new dating market, and realize, like, oh, damn, it's basically only leftovers out here. And now I'm a leftover. But a lot of guys around that age range aren't really looking for a serious relationship, as far as I can tell. They probably already had a family, did the whole marriage thing, went through the divorce machine. They're like, I'm just going to do all this super casual now. And that's what her future looks like, just going around this carousel, jumping from guy to guy into infinity. It's a big yikes, dude.
This right here is why you always hear me say men and women need to choose wisely. Y'all check this out.
The most underrated thing that is never talked about between couples is just living a simple life. Like, bro, get you a little spot out in the country, get away from the city, the expensive city, get you a little spot in the country. Like, we got a trailer out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Look, just chilling. Ain't got to worry about nothing. And don't get it twisted. She's an RN, registered nurse. I work at a steel mill, new inside sales rep at the steel mill. But I've been at the steel mill making 6 figures for the last 3 years. So don't get it twisted. We can be wherever we want to be, buy whatever we want to buy. But we chose strategically to come to the country and be smart with our finances, be smart with our money, save a lot of money, invest a lot of money, and just live a simple life. Who are you trying to impress, bro? You going in all this debt, you doing all this crazy stuff for who? For what? It's never talked about enough. It's not popular enough. It's not trendy enough. But you need to focus on just living a simple life. And that's coming from somebody that's always wanted to get out of the country. I've always wanted the city life. But we've lived in the city, and it's not all that it's cracked up to be, man. Like, you paying all this money for rent. You paying all this money for a house and all of this when you can just live a simple, common, everyday life. Babe, what's your opinion on this?
100% agree. We try to live off of one and save and invest the other. And
income. Live off one income, save and invest the other income fully.
And it helps a whole lot.
And it works.
And we're able to just do whatever we want to do. If we want to go to the beach next week, we'll go to the beach next week. We just got back from Ohio. We're always traveling. We don't have to worry about a house note or anything like that. We just do what we want to do. We're not limited to anything. And
bills are very, very minimal, and we have new cars, a nice place to live, side by side, like all the little things that we want. We get to go splurge and shop, buy nice things, like all that. Like, so you're not missing out on nothing. And to all the men that don't wear the pants in your house and in your relationship, just put your wife in it, like give her the life. Even though she's not going to want to at first, maybe because Morgan didn't want to at first, but I was like, look, trust me, you with me, so trust me, this is what it's going to be. And she loves it. So quit being scary. Just make sure she's well taken care of, give her everything she wants that she needs as a husband, as a leader, yada, yada. And all the things that she doesn't think that she wants now, she'll end up loving and enjoying. Case in point. So
True.
Put that piece of advice into play and watch how it works out for you.
Now, you may not agree with the living in the trailer in the country in the middle of nowhere. You might not agree with that, but I love the mindset of this couple because I believe relationships can be as simple as this. It isn't about what everybody else is doing. It is about what's best for you two and the family. And I love the fact that he threw out there that he makes good money because somebody would have said, well, he's just broke and he's doing that. No. The husband's doing good. The wife is doing good. This is a choice that they made. Like he said, they can live anywhere, but they decided to do this. Now, the reason I said you have to choose your mate wisely is because if you look at it from the man's perspective, based on this video and what they were saying, it seems like she's very simple. Like she said, they can travel, they can take the family places. And I also love the fact that he said, even though they made good money, they were living off one income and investing the other. That right there is what I'm talking about. See, a lot of these women want you to pay all the bills, but they ain't about to invest no money. The only thing they're investing that money in is themselves. And if something ever pops off and you need some money, you can't go to them because they don't have nothing. These two are working together, and I love it. You're not going to get this type of cooperation with a lot of these women in 2026, and this is why a lot of men are running for marriage. And as far as this woman, she did a great job on picking a man because this young man has his mind right. He has a vision for his family, and he is putting that thing into motion. And he is absolutely correct. You don't need all of that goofy stuff that they're showing you online. They have a home. He said it's paid for. The kids have food there, but to travel, to do stuff together, that's a good life. You don't need a mansion to have a good life. You don't need a Benz or a Rolls Royce to have a good life. And here's the thing. Most men, I'm not saying all men, but most men want a simple life like this. We don't need all of that extra stuff. The problem is trying to find a woman who hasn't been brainwashed enough that she's okay with living a simple life where it's just about you two. That's where the problem is. But I really do believe everything that they got going on was based on the choices that both of these people made. Because she could have chose a different man and life would have been totally different, and he would have chose a different woman, his life would have been totally different. So who you choose is really important. But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
Nah, this right here is the real move. A lot of people chase status and appearances when they could just be building actual wealth and peace. The thing is, once you stop trying to impress everybody else, you realize how much money you free up and how much stress just disappears. That's the whole game right there. Living below your means while making good money is how you actually win long term.
If a man is going to be around, what value is he bringing at any capacity if he's not helping solve issues? Like, why are you here if you can't help?
So I think that that's what the assumption that the only thing that a man's job is to do is to create monetary solutions. And that's not the truth. The truth of a man is he's so much more valuable outside of his money. Although money is important. Let me make that perfectly 10,000% clear. Money is important. And so is leadership. So is vision. So is him being able to hold for you inside of your space, for him having emotional intelligence, for him being and offering respect, for him being a kind and compassionate man, for him being able to put a smile on your face, for him being able to have forethought about what's coming and actually being inside of action. Those things in a man are so valuable that even if you do have problems, but this man has vision and action, like faith without works is he's in action towards a vision. He may not be able to solve your problem right now, but he might in 6 months or a year and a half or 2 years. And the problem with women is they want the man that can solve all the problems right now, and they're not even that man's responsibility.
And this is why a lot of men continue to say, hey, listen, I'm all for having fun. And I think honestly and truly, a lot of men wouldn't even care the type of trip that you went on if you would show that you were acting responsibly. If you would show that, hey, I'm maintaining my distance from danger, from anything that could be a problem. I'm maintaining my distance from bad behavior. If my friends start acting crazy, I'm going to distance myself from them, knowing that I got a husband and kids at home I got to get back to. I'm going to go ahead and move around. Or I'm not going on that trip knowing my friends. I have to be responsible. I know, knowing me, if I go on this trip and my friends get to acting up, they get drunk, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get them to the house. And we might leave the club at maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Out on the street, walking, 2 women alone, out in the middle of nowhere. She's drunk. I'm trying to carry her back to the hotel. Oh, it's only a block away, or it's only a mile up the street. You're in a place that you don't know, around people that you don't know, unfamiliar location, out in the middle of the night, early morning. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? And now you got to carry her. She falling down. She giggling and laughing. You trying to pull her to the hotel. And then somebody come up out of the shadows like, what's up? What y'all doing? Y'all need help? No, sir. We don't need help. And now y'all got to fight for your lives. Now you got to hope there's somebody to help you out. But modern women do this type of stuff all the time, which is what men are saying. This is nothing new. They do this type of crap all the time, and they expect you to come save them.